Okay, welcome to another
Uh,
video. Today we are going to be reviewing the intros. Once again, we have a bunch of videos lined up. So in this one, we have when the suspect is smarter than the detective. And we start with writing our expectations with what the thumbnail and the title tell us. So, Show, what do you think?
okay, hey guys. So when the suspect is smarter than the detective, what I my first thought was that it's like some kind of serial killer. Serial killer. I don't know why. I was like, they really interviewing the serial killer, and this is what my like assumptions this video will be about serial killer and how, yeah, I'm gonna write down.
Yeah, so it'll be about a serial killer, um, about how he is guilty. Uh, yeah, you can just write any thoughts like this guy's guilty.
Okay, this guy also. See, and I feel like also like the secret genius. I want to know how he tricked the cop.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I just want to know how he tricked the cop.
Oh, maybe it's like, well, we don't even know if he's guilty, like, because he's just a suspect. So you could do like this guy's guilty question mark.
Yeah, but I never thought about the guilty though. Like I was thinking like, okay, he is secret genius. How he like maybe he is really good at manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Or
Like
like what will he do to manipulate the detective?
yep.
And then also on top of that, yeah, what would he do to manipulate the detective? And how can I manipulate people?
Oh,
Because I think deep down that's what people want to know. Like, oh, what could I do to be smarter than a detective if I was in this situation?
yeah. Also, like how he lied, or maybe how he how he answering the questions, right? And
Mm.
also like it's a really like sometimes when you in when you're dealing with the cop, they ask the questions, and sometimes it's really stressful. So you feel like yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, but you feel guilty for some reason. I don't know why. Like it's maybe because it's like authority thing, you know. And for me, it's like I just want to know how he answers the questions. Like
Yeah. That's a good thing to write down. Like, how does he answer the questions of the detective? Is he calm?
yep, yeah. This is like I think this is the last one. I feel like this is the main point of it.
Like, how does
This is
he answer the
what I will
questions?
expect. Yeah, yeah. This is my questions. Like the main question: how does he answer the question of detectives?
Hmm.
Like,
So yeah,
and
let's go to the intro then. So if we were to write our own intro for this,
mhm.
yeah, you go first and then I'll go.
Okay.
So like based on your
uh,
expectations, like how would you introduce the video?
so I feel like the video, first of all, video like from the like the third perspective, like the some like from the like one person will talk about this story, like the whatever happens, and I feel like he will like this secret like this suspect will like geniusly trick the detective or okay write down this guy. I will say cops you never imagine you you never imagine how, like,
Hmm.
and I want to like, I would like to know how he did it. So, it's like it's also giving like it's raising the stakes of my questions, like, right? How did he answer questions? And he like, I'm gonna tell that this guy tricked the cops. You never imagine how, like,
Hmm. Yeah, I would
like
I would say like I would think for my intro would be like this guy was found like doing a bunch of stuff. That's why he's in the room, right? And this is
yep,
yeah, and this is what he told the detectives to get free or like to not be charged with any problems.
yeah. And also, when you watch the movies about serial killers, they're really good at manipulating people, right? Manipulating people. And maybe I will start with like with the intro that uh, regular cops had no idea what type of suspect they are dealing with.
Mm,
Like
that's really good.
no idea what. Okay.
Okay, nice.
Uh, Yeah, and I would like to like use the secret genius, like like because secret genius is really huge words to justify. We need to justify this huge word,
Hmm.
basically secret genius, and how we can justify this secret genius, like this secret genius lied. No.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
you could say like his IQ is like something or like
yeah.
it's like this high his high IQ um manipulation skills. It's like they didn't like the cops, these regular cops were not ready for this suspect's high
Oh,
IQ manipulation.
was not ready. Genius suspect.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like this is the we need to like intro will be around genius. This like how he's genius
Hmm.
and also how he trick or how he lied or how he manipulate the police.
Hmm.
And do you wanna like
Yeah, so we'll just
okay.
see. What does the actual intro look like?
By the way, our app can pull up actual intro of the video.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, just click it.
Yes, let's go. Okay.
So this is what it says. Okay, that's
Yeah.
not enough. Okay, I've been through the system. You're not my friend. All you're trying to get is some blank, stupid confession, and you're not going to get one and you're not going to get one. On a seemingly regular evening in 2011, alarm bells began to sound itself in a local 7-Eleven. Reports of an armed robbery began flooding into the local police department, but upon arrival at the scene, the suspect was nowhere to be found. After expanding the search, that's when it assumed police heard commotion in a house nearby, and without any other leads, they stormed in, discovering a known heroin addict sitting inside with a gun without any other evidence. They arrested the man and brought him to be interviewed. This so-called addict was Jeff Pearson, the man who committed the robbery, and the following goes down in history as one of the only times a man single-handedly maybe tricked the police.
Yeah. I feel like yes. So basically it's like I see the he's telling his story, background story, how he got here, right? Like oh, we didn't mention the in the intro in our version if intro that how he got there, like the background story,
Mm.
because it's really interesting also.
Yeah,
But
like
let's watch
how
the
did he get
video.
there? So, well, But if you were to look at this intro, I guess if you haven't looked at the video already, like, what do you think the view count would be?
Uh, I don't know. Like, I already knew the view count right now.
Yeah.
uh, maybe it's really hard when you know really real.
Yeah, when you
number.
know it, it's
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that'll be like a thing, like a feature or something, like we just have a video player, but yeah, with the intro that we could think of, I don't think we would get 20 million views with our intro. Like, I think there's a
Yes.
reason why this intro was able to retain people and get 20 million views.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons. Let's watch the video together, like, because like watching the video, we gonna understand immediately why it's had so much views. Because when you have only like the actual intro written down here, there is no like any emotions. It just like just text, right? And if we watch like, so basically we want like we will come up with our intro ideas, and we'll start watch after that. We'll start watch the video with the with the music, with everything. I think it's gonna be really fine, because like right now I'm not feeling any satisfaction from the getting like actual intro in the like text version, right? And let's watch the video and see how it goes.
Yep.
We already knew the intro, but let's go with this.
Oh, and also throw on the transcript.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not enough.
Oh, the arrow with Genius. That's like the big thing,
And
right?
also, yeah, you also the like for his first words, I'm not signing anything. Like, because if you sign something, it's like you're done. You need to hold the line basically. You don't sign anything, And he is talking like his point. For this, he's genius, like kind of like the message.
I've been through the system, but I don't get it. You're not my friend. All you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass confession, and you're not going to get one.
On a seemingly regular evening.
This is the intro, like
Yeah.
15 seconds intro.
Yeah, super quick.
know?
And it fulfills all of our expectations.
Yep. So he proved so he's telling the real story, like the really lesson story, like don't sign anything. Genius. And then he's telling his story about how he let's play again one time. We got this.
I've been through the system, but I don't get it. You're not my friend. All you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass confession, and you're not going to get one.
That's it. Like, this is like our the intro, which tells the whole story about the guy and his experience with them. Like, he's just literally like, you're not my friend, I'm not gonna do anything. He's presenting himself like the person who's been run, who been down, like get down by police, like by system or whatever. And this is like really awesome intro. Like, in 3 sentences, he gave us a whole picture about his life.
Yeah, everything. Like he's I like, for the expectations that we had, if we were to just lay it out as the questions, like, is this guy guilty? How does he answer the questions? Like, is he keeping his cool? And like, how is he able to trick the police? Or like what makes him so smart? And maybe it's because he is a secret genius because he refuses to sign anything.
Because he knows the system.
Yeah, because he knows how it works.
Yes. And like everything what we came up with, it was like, I will say it was like BS. Which maybe because we don't have enough like experience, so like also we didn't have enough background for this guy. Like for the video, it's just we just watched first time, but the expectation was fulfilled, right? So it was like over fulfilled, I will say, because every question right now, like the guy checked the cop, I forgot everything. My every questions I had, right? So they immediately pull me in to the life of this guy, basically.
Yeah, of what this
his
dude is
story.
doing.
Yep. And let's go. You want to watch? Let's
watch like the
video
first
and
like
see.
minute or two.
Okay.
On a seemingly regular evening in 2011, alarm bells began to sound itself in a local 7-Eleven. Reports of an armed robbery began flooding into the local police department. But upon arrival at the scene, the suspect was nowhere to be found. After expanding the search, that's when it's assumed police heard commotion in a house nearby. And without any other leads, they stormed in, discovering a known heroin addict sitting inside with a gun. Without any other evidence, they arrested the man and brought him to be interviewed. The so-called addict was Jeff Pearson, the man who committed the robbery. And the following goes down in history as one of the only times a man single-handedly beat the cops at their own game. All that while experiencing horrific heroin withdrawals. This
What
is
the-
what happens when the suspect outsmarts the cop.
If this is our like second intro, like
I
know,
think
like,
it's
maybe
I think it's part of the one intro. I mean, it is a long video. But it just gives more backstory. It gives more emotion. Like what are we getting ourselves into as the viewer? Like this is who the suspect is. And I don't know. It just keeps fulfilling the
interest.
yeah, the interest.
To watch.
Like I'm not sure if this is still the intro or if they're already going into Act 1, because they're already setting up the outsmarting, right? Like what he's doing in the interview or in the interrogation.
Yes, and also like I might be wrong. Also, it might be a really good intro, like whole the 1 minute video will be intro, because the first 10 seconds it was really like the climax, I will say, of the video, like what he said. Like I'm 100% sure that this is what he said in the beginning. Like at 15 seconds will be something here, like we can
Or like at that
find it.
like wait at the 5-minute mark.
Yes, I
Like right
feel
there.
like here maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. Monster play, and then it's like intro continues, maybe. Like this is my thoughts. Like
Okay, yeah.
You
Keep
know,
it rolling.
it's also really engaging. The actions. It's a lot of actions. A lot of shots. The cameras. The 7-Eleven. We know
All the B-roll.
everyone knows that sometimes at the evening, 7-Eleven is not like a really good place to be, because you never know who's there, right? And like you expecting something bad in this type of place, right? And you're like, okay, I knew that, and let's see. Like it gives you like more interest to continue to watch the video. And it's interesting. Let's watch the video and see like how they use, what kind of storytelling tools they use, and like just learn from him. Like the beginning, it's awesome. Like
We'll keep going.
The next 24 hours were captured on police cameras within the interview room. But conversely to most footage similar to this, it was originally uploaded to the suspect's own YouTube channel on the 25th of September 2011. This is the first sign of what makes Jeff a cult figure and a legend within the interrogation community. Jeff was held in police custody for almost an entire day, but all of the footage from the 3 interrogation sessions held barely 15 minutes. Given that robbery and arrest took...
It's a real person, by the way. It's a real person. It's not made, like, it's really good. It's really interesting. It's a real person.
within the state of Georgia, The usual minimum sentence would be around 10 years imprisonment, ranging up to a maximum of life without parole. But it would transpire that Jeff
Oh,
wouldn't
like
end
that's
up
like the
doing
risk. It's like if
Yeah,
he
it's
gets
our
caught,
risk.
then he's gonna be put in the slammer for
In-
sure.
Yes, it's like introducing the crisis, like the end game
Yeah,
of the
like
story.
yeah,
Like
it's like the biggest consequence. Like if he doesn't make it out of this, like his
exactly,
incentive, it's his incentive to outsmart the police.
Oh, so basically we can also introduce consequences of our action. Like for example, like let's imagine that we need to go somewhere, or like our video we need to go somewhere. If we don't go there like until like 11 p.m., we're gonna die. So like we introducing the consequences of our action in the video,
Yeah,
which is
for example, like the I went to Thailand with 100 pounds. Like the ultimate consequence could be like I will not be able to find my way home if or I guess I mean well that's assuming he needs money left over, but it's like
yeah.
I need to spend all my money because I don't know, it's my challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even have to be
consequence-
like a negative consequence. It's just like it's a form of
It's
a
like a positive.
challenge, or
Yep.
I don't know. There's like a chance of failing at some goal.
So okay, so we can introduce challenge consequences, like negative consequences and positive consequences of the actions in the video. So yeah, this is cool. I never thought about this way to like tell the story. Like I always thought that consequence should be like at the end, when like I think around act 2 when we have obstacles, right? And like
Yeah.
okay, and then you're understanding well what is the consequences. But if you tell the consequences at the beginning, it really gives more interesting perspective from the like for the story.
From the very beginning as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue playing.
of this time. And instead of serving multiple decades behind bars, he spent a day being served drinks and candy while delivering a masterclass in what to do while in police custody. The following footage shows us in stunning detail what methods the cops will try on you and how to dodge them like an absolute pro.
Okay, everyone knows what kind of tactics cops use usually, right? We don't
Well,
know.
not
We
everyone.
don't hear this information every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Not everyone knows the tactics.
Exactly, and we want to like protect ourselves, right? You never know what's gonna happen, and it's my motivation. Like my first thought was that okay, I heard this phrase that about the tactics, what tactics the cops use, and I'm like, okay, I want to know. Like
Yeah.
it was literally my thoughts. Like I want to know.
Yeah, and
which
that's also part of our expectations. Like, how can I manipulate people, or like, how can I
Detect
use this
manipulation.
information?
Yep, and also detect manipulation. How when someone manipulating you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, let's go.
The footage starts with Jeff handcuffed in a small windowless room dressed in prison scrubs. It's clear he's already been processed and spent some time in a cell, likely while the cops spent some time gathering the evidence and prepared to question him.
Am I under arrest?
First,
I'm under arrest.
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay?
Jeff immediately opens by asking if he's under arrest and on what grounds. From the first moment, it's evident that Jeff has done his research, as this is exactly what you should be doing in this situation. From here, there are two options. If you're not being arrested or detained, you can state that you're also not obligated to stay and answer questions. And you should be completely free to leave the interrogation. If you are being arrested, you can then immediately ask for a lawyer and stay silent until you're provided with one. These options give you the best chance of stopping the police in their tracks and allow you to create the best defense possible.
This become educational video right now.
Yeah.
what to do in this kind of situation.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, and it almost makes you feel you like want the suspect to succeed. Like, oh, it's like you don't think he's like that bad if the cops are trying to manipulate him, you know.
I think we know the like end story from from the beginning of this guy, how he how he was able to get to success, and right now we want to him succeed because we know the story, like the ending right at the beginning.
Mhm.
But in my thought, I never put myself like I was thinking about myself like here how I will act in this type of situation,
Yeah.
and then like it's getting to the like educational video
Yeah,
and like it's cool.
it's cool because it's almost like they're taking you on this guy's thought process, and you can see your own thought process at the same time, and if you would have made the same decisions, or if you would have given up like your rights to the police and you would have messed up instead of like
Yeah.
succeeding like this guy.
Exactly. Or it's like it's you when you like they projecting the viewer to be in the place of in his shoes, like how you need to act when you have. So I think main idea is that of the video, like main value of an idea or like the purpose of the video is that teach people how to act in this type of situation.
Yeah.
This is what I'm getting right
Yep.
now. Like I'm realizing that, what video is about, and I'm gonna play.
What's amusing is that when you're being arrested in America, the officer is actually legally obligated to remind you of this. Take a listen to the Miranda warning that this detective reads out to Jeff.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to the lawyer for advice before they question you. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer and you want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions and have that lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. Does that make sense? You probably heard these before, haven't you?
These 3 points are incredibly important and are often overlooked by the average citizen due to the panic of being arrested in the first place. Alongside this, because of how much we hear these lines in media such as police shows and movies, most people completely glaze over it when they're being read these rights and fail to take into account that they're actually being provided with useful information that allows you to stay safe and protected while in police custody. What this detective didn't mention, though, is that if you ask for a lawyer while under arrest, they are not allowed to continue questioning, and you have a complete, unquestionable right to refuse to answer any questions they may ask until you're provided with an attorney. The detective also ends the rights with a snide remark about Jeff's past, meant to subconsciously remind him that he is a previously convicted criminal.
You understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Smith? Yes or no? You understand?
We're getting paid more than you are, so we can sit here for a long time, man.
I just need you to answer me yes or no. Do you understand your rights? Let's go through that question. Do you understand what I read you? Do you comprehend what I read you?
Jeff has been explicitly told he has the right to remain silent, so that's exactly what he's deciding to do. Right here, the leading detective leans back in his chair. This was meant to show that he's unconcerned with Jeff's silence and that he can stay there as long as necessary. But body language like this usually indicates some form of unrest. It's clear that the detective knows that this is going to be a tricky few hours for them.
If you got something that says you didn't do this robbery, this is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good cop.
Don't usually, I'm the prick.
You look like a prick.
I am.
If it's dominance we're talking about, Jeff just took everything the cops had and dumped it in that garbage can.
Okay, I feel like it's such a great video, like the footage of the person with the personality, where we can he can joke, he can do like some action, like he knows his stuff. He's silent and he don't want to he's doing what they literally tell, and the cops trying to play the smart guy here but failing. It's kind of it's funny to watch.
I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want you to understand what I read to you.
That's all mine under arrest.
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you, motherfucker.
Okay.
In this first round of interrogation, Jeff exhibited exactly the correct behavior given his current circumstances. He knows the cops have nothing on him. They wouldn't be there talking to him in the first place if they did. So he stays silent. And so it's off back to his cell he goes. But 2 hours later, he's brought back to the same room for round 2.
Want to come? You go, Bill. Pop it open. I need to meet you.
I don't need messing.
Need methadone? I don't have any. Do you have medication for it or a prescription for it? What do you need methadone for?
I'm a fucking junkie, and you guys, I can't sleep enough. Let's keep withdrawal here, man.
A can of soda is all Jeff requested before he returned to the interrogation room. But he immediately mentions the withdrawals that he's likely already starting to feel. However, methadone, the drug Jeff asked for at the start of this conversation, can be used to significantly reduce the effects of the withdrawal. It can even reduce the cravings he's also probably been experiencing for the entire time he's been in police custody.
How long have you been using heroin?
Long time.
10 years? 15?
I heard been alive that long. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. So look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah, I'm in a shitty, wrong place and wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's not keep
I don't talk to the police, man.
Jeff is clearly through with the personal talk and wants to get back to the matter at hand. In his eyes, he's been arrested for something he didn't do and wants to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
I'm literally learning something new here. When someone personal, like the cop, is really good for you and start asking personal questions, don't answer it. Just ignore it.
I don't answer
You're not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me, or you're
No, I'm not trying to
all
get
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not gonna get one.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I
I'm
didn't do
not trying to
nothing.
get a confession out of you.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside, there are cops everywhere, and they spotlight me. They say, "Come here." I said, "What's up?" They search me. They ain't find
Hang on.
nothing. What's
Let
up?
me read this.
No,
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna sign.
you don't have to sign it. So let me read it for you.
I'm
Okay?
not signing nothing.
You don't have to sign it.
The irony of this cop saying he's not trying to get Jeff while he has him handcuffed in an interrogation room questioning him is very amusing. But even through all this, every part of what Jeff said here is so perfect, it almost sounds rehearsed. It's an incredible display of personal legal defense, and is even more impressive when you layer it with the fact that Jeff is almost definitely starting to experience withdrawals. I also want to highlight the point Jeff made about how cops are simply trying to force a confession out of him. One of the main techniques used in these interrogations is the Reid technique, developed by a former cop and psychologist in the 1960s after he extracted a confession from a man accused of murdering his own wife. The technique consists of 9 steps, beginning with a polite discussion about why the suspect is being accused of the crime, followed by using certain body language and actions within the interrogation as a display of guilt. The method ends with offering the suspect 2 alternative statements they can agree with, one of which is slightly more acceptable than the other, but whichever is chosen admits guilt and is counted as a confession. This method forces the suspect into a corner and is exceedingly good at extracting false confessions from innocent suspects. In fact, the original case that technique was formed around fell apart after discovering that the man, in fact, did not kill his wife and was tricked into giving a false confession. Absolutely next level gaslighting.
Tell me what happened last night.
We learned that you don't need to trust cops. And they gaslight you a hell of a time.
Yeah, so then let's switch back to like the expectations, like as a viewer. It's like Like
Yep.
everything is pretty much fulfilled, but it's like I don't know what it is about watching it that makes you want to keep watching. It's like you want to see the moment where the cops give up.
Yes. I want to see the moment that how cops will give up. Like basically, like okay, we're done here. Like we can go. Like,
Yeah.
I want to hear these words.
Yep.
And also the setup was that the person who talks about this person, he's on his side and he's like he's good, really good. He's not I think he's a really good guy, but like he's building up his personality as a good guy, which who fighting with the cops, with the like tricky cops who wants to manipulate like to get the confession, right? And we know that he is good guy, and we want to know the justice, how
Yeah.
he will.
Yeah, and we also know the stakes for the suspect if he admits to this false confession that the cops are trying to get out of him. He's going to be put in jail for
Yes.
like 10 years.
Yep. Yeah. I think the story is really great. I don't think we need to go to watch all because we already got like our in the first 14 seconds. Like I'm not signing anything. We saw that part, and You're Not My Friend. Like we saw
Yeah.
that part. I think kind of we fulfilled
Yeah.
our.
Yeah, it's a really good video. How about what's like the next peak of the video? Like the
next week.
the next part where yeah, like right there. Just yeah, let's watch those parts and then we'll click off and end the video.
But we're only halfway through this footage, and Jeff's ability to defend himself and completely destroy this cop only gets better from here.
Here's the deal is, I have enough evidence of your robbery, okay? But, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got to convince me. Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Maybe.
Why should I tell you that?
This is where the detective starts to become desperate. He knows he's running out of time, and so has completely abandoned any elaborate techniques or methods to try and get information out of him.
I don't know. I want to continue watching this.
Yeah, I know.
this video.
Wait, go to the end or like go to the next bump.
Yeah.
Like I said, let's now give me a little something. All right? What time did you get over to Aaron's house?
Well, no, anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Sure, but anything you say here, I can also tell your parole officer, and you help me out.
That doesn't mean that.
That detective is desperately trying to bargain with Jeff. If he helps the cops out, they'll put in a good word with his parole officer. But Jeff immediately realizes that means absolutely nothing. What does a gold star mean if you're stuck in prison for 20 years? This further enforces the idea that cops have absolutely
Yeah, so the
nothing
cops
to
like
convict
start to
Jeff.
contradict themselves.
Yeah. And like they start losing at the fights. Like he's just saying he's holding the line, basically. The line. Yeah.
What's the logic there? Like the cops say that he's guilty already. It's like your
Because
parole
they
officers.
know that he was they know that he was on high, right? He was really high, and he will just sign the paper that he did it, because when you're high, you have no idea what you did, right? And they just want to close the case. Really easy. Just find a junk and put everything on his name.
Yeah.
And done. Where's my bonus?
Uh-huh.
You know. So this is, I feel like this is the video about how he outsmart the bad guys.
Yeah.
Who's ironically cops.
Yeah. Well, how does the video end? Like, what's like the last bump? Like that right there.
Last part
Yeah, like right there.
over there.
Yeah. We'll just watch this part. Yep.
Oh, shit. The only reason I came up here is to get a fucking coat. So I got it. But now I want Butterfinger.
Well, that's not okay. What, the Butterfinger?
Why not?
Already.
He's vomiting. He's going through withdrawal.
I need to go to the hospital. I'm coughing up blood. Let's go to the hospital.
For the last few hours, the police have been questioning a man who is clearly in pain, denying him access to the legal prescription drug that would help him deal with his issues, and questioning him repeatedly on a crime for which they have no evidence for. All the while, Jeff dealt with this as casually as possible, asking for sodas and chocolate bars.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Jeff knew misspeaking at any point could lead him down a slippery slope.
Yep.
So he exerted his rights in the perfect way. And 12 hours later, it's recorded that he was released from custody and sent on his merry way. It's also reported that from here, Jeff began to turn his life around. He's off heroin and now spends his time uploading to the same YouTube channel the footage from this video was uploaded to. He makes
Nice.
music and even gives
Happy ending.
Yep, happy
Everyone
ending.
was expected to happy ending.
Yeah, that was good. Everything wrapped up. All our expectations were fulfilled and more. We wanted to watch this video for the end of time. Shout out Jeff. I hope you watched this. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.